Good afternoon, folks. Big Bo here. No, you're not watching an old video from years ago. Believe it or not, I finally found one, guys. Today I'm going to review one that I haven't had a privilege to do in a few years, and that is a Winnebago Rialta. Guys, these are pretty much a Class B minivan. Very desirable, very hard to find, get incredible gas mileage, have become almost of a cult following over the last few years. Guys, today we're going to review a 1999-2000 model Winnebago Rialta 22 OD. And guys, this particular one has 78,000 miles. Very rare to find one of these with that low of miles on it. Now, the decals and stripes have been removed. This is built by Winnebago, but it's on a Volkswagen Eurovan chassis. Got a 2.8 VR6 V6 motor, 4-speed automatic transmission, a 3 kW Onan generator running right now, guys. These are very, very cool little motor homes. They were way ahead of their time. The only reason Winnebago stopped building these was because in 2003, the U.S. government worked out a deal with American automakers to charge 25% tax, import tax, on light trucks coming into the U.S. built overseas. Guys, this is not the Eurovan chassis is built on a light truck chassis, not a sedan chassis like most modern minivans are. So it is definitely more rigid, less sway, and it drives great. Now guys, these things were known for fuel economy. Gentleman I got this from, he lived in Alabama. He claimed 21 miles a gallon. That's right in line with what everybody's saying online on the different forums that have these things. One guy said he got 18, 19 miles a gallon going over mountains. Now, these are not a powerhouse. It's got a 2.8 V6 with 140 horsepower. Doesn't sound like much, but I've driven this thing. It'll run 70, 75 all day long on the interstate. Actually faster than a 4-cylinder Toyota will. And don't let that scare you guys, because I don't know how well you can tell size scale compared to these, but this is smaller than most Class B vans. It's basically, like I said, it's basically a minivan. Of course, you know, it is 20 years old, and the reason why I'm calling it a 1999 model is because the title shows it a 1999 Volkswagen chassis. The build date of this motorhome by Winnebago was November of 1999. It was originally sold as a 2000 model. Because all RVs are built on year-old chassis, what happens is when you go to the tag office and you get a title clerk, most of them don't know diddly squat about RVs. All they know is they're used to doing processing car titles. When they type that 17-digit VIN number in, it auto-populates all the information, and that's just what they go with. They don't understand that motorhomes are built on year-older chassis, and so the title says 99 even though it was sold new, and it technically is a 2000 model. So I have to sell it as a dealer. I have to legally sell it by what's on the title, but it is a 2000 model. 78,000 miles, generators purring, roof air is cold. It's 21 foot 8 inches long. All Winnebago Rialtas, since they were originally built, are 21 feet 8 inches long and 7 feet 4 inches wide. Full fiberglass roof that looks great. Got a skylight, got a max air vent cover. A lot more lower profile. That's why these things have so much power for a 140 horsepower engine, because they're so aerodynamic and low to the ground. I'm 6'4" and I can see on top of the roof. Tires are great. Gentleman that had this thing went completely through it. Air conditioners, cold, dash air, roof air. Another cool feature about these Rialtas is they have a automotive rear air conditioner. so you don't have to run the generator when you're driving down the road to cool off the back of it. And this is the OD floor plan, or QD I mean. So it's got the 4 captain's chairs. Makes it ideal for if you've got kids and car seats and stuff like that. Let's look inside this cool little motorhome. Guys, this thing won't be here 24 hours from now. Now the floor has been, somebody's put a hardwood floor in here over the years, over the factory carpet. So, and I'm gonna tell you guys, it's 90 degrees outside. Between that rear air running off a generator and that front air, automotive air, this thing is cooling off quick. And of course, guys, this is a lower profile, so if you're tall like me, I'm 6'4", I can stand up when I first walk in, but when I step up, I have to stoop over. And it's got the original carpets in it, original upholstery. I mean, to be 20 years old, it looks great. 21 years old. Has one little spot on the driver's seat, which is right here. Not bad at all. No check engine lights. That's a big thing you want to look for in any German vehicle. 78,059 miles. Like I said, ice cold dash air, ice cold rear automotive air, and of course the regular RV air is cold too. It's got an aftermarket backup camera system. I just set it down there. The monitor, this little suction cup doesn't suck anymore. So I just set it down there. Don't really need it for something this small anyway. I mean, this is basically a minivan that's extended. That's it. Power windows, power locks, cruise, all that works. You know what, guys? You know, I know I quit driving these things, but I'm gonna go ahead and drive this at the end of the video. I don't think anybody's ever driven one of these on film before. Just to kind of show you what kind of, if I can rig up my microphone to show you these things, even though it just has a 140 horsepower engine, will surprise you what kind of power they have. Got a newer Furion flat screen television, built-in DVD player. You know what's cool about this 4-seat floor plan is you can seat 4 adults, a couple of kids in car seats, but both these middle seats will create 2 additional small single beds, 42 inches wide, about 6 feet long, front to back. So you've got 2 beds up here, and then you got your full-size bed in the back. So this little motorhome can actually sleep up to 4 people in 3 separate beds. Now, one thing, guys, I am going to have my guy come in here. It's had some stains over the past 2 decades, probably from a seal around that right there, which is an old leak. You got a couple of stains in the headliner. Now, he can't get all of it out, but he'll make it look a lot better. It just takes time to get him to do it, so I wanted to go ahead and put it online. Carpets look great. Lots of storage. These are just awesome little machines, guys. I've been looking for one of these for a long time. And I know, yeah, the floor the way it's set up may, like it needs to be finished, but it works fine. And you're covering, you know, your main walkways. You don't have carpet. It's got a Norcold 3-way RV refrigerator that's actually still works. Runs off propane, runs off battery, or runs off 110 AC off of shore power or generator. It has 30 amp electrical service too, of course. Look back here, this is your little kitchen. You've got a pop-up 2-burner stovetop that doesn't hardly look like it's been used. That's amazing. Little sink. Refrigerator. Now, it's not operating temp yet, and it's definitely a little yellowed with age, but it actually works. Samsung microwave. It's got an electric water heater, small water heater. It does have a propane furnace. It's got a 7,200 BTU roof area, which doesn't sound like much, but guys, you just won't believe the small square footage in here. I mean, literally, the dash air, you can feel it all the way back here. You do have 2 bench seats, and this table does store out of the way into that little compartment back here, so when you don't need it, you still have 2 opposing small sofas, and it all folds down into there. Now this makes a small 50-inch wide full-size bed by 6 foot, I believe. Got some overhead storage, and awesome machine. I mean, guys, this, you know, full-size trucks, even with the newer EcoBoost and all that stuff, the smaller engine with the turbos, don't get the fuel mileage this little motorhome does. Let me show you the bathroom. They had a very unique bathroom, and I'll kind of show it to you the best I can one-handed. Open this up. Here's your toilet. You've got a sink right here that folds down, and you got a sink, and there's your shower hose. And you're probably wondering, how can I take a shower in this small space? Well, let me show you something here, guys. And again, I apologize, I'm doing this one-handed. You've got a shower pan underneath this panel right here, and I'm gonna try to pick this up one-handed. Pull this out of the way. Just set it wherever you want to. That's out of the way. So there's your shower pan. You've got 2 buttons, one on each side. You push one over here, one over here, and then you just slide the entire bathroom. And I'm doing this one-handed, guys. This is how easy it is to do. The entire bathroom slides out. Now you've got a full wet bath, which I know wet baths not the most popular thing in the world, but guys, let me tell you something. This smaller space, if you had a separate shower, you couldn't move in it. This is actually giving you a pretty decent shower for a 21.5 foot motorhome. So here's your shower. Still got your sink, bathroom, and all that. You just can't walk by when this is slid out. When you get done with the shower, push your buttons back in, slide it back in, one-handed. That's how easy it is. Get your panel right here. And this right here might be a little easier with 2 hands, this part, but let's see here. Hope I'm not making y'all too dizzy. Well, there we go. And you're set for daytime use. Not bad. Both front seats do swivel, by the way. It helps make the middle beds. And you can also make a bed in between. You could actually almost wonder, you'd have to do some rigging, but you could probably rig the front seats up and these 2 seats back here to make one big bed. You may have to put a couple pieces of wood down and figure out something for a mattress, but that's probably doable. But anyway, you still got 2 twin beds up here, and then your full bed in the back. These are so cool, guys. I mean, and the prices on these things are ridiculous. I just seen a dealer in Ohio that got one of these in the other day. It was a 2000 model, and it may have the same issue with the title this one does. Probably title is a 99 like most of them are, but they were asking $50,000 for it. It had the same miles as this one. And I know, guys, $29,900 for what this thing is sounds expensive, but when you start looking at these online, that's a good buy. I mean, you try to find these, guys. See how many of them's for sale right now in the U.S.? 3, 4, and honestly, if I've got the lowest priced one for sale in the United States right now. You know, these things get incredible gas mileage. They're incredibly easy to drive. They have a turning radius of a car. Just a great ride and drive, and I'll try to drive it here in a second so you can kind of see how it does on the open road. $29,900, guys, and then that's a haggle-free firm price. You know, this is a 99 2000 model. I'm not going to have financing available for it, so you either have to pay cash for it or go to your own bank or credit union to secure a loan. If you've got questions about this little motor home that will not last, I highly suggest, guys, I'll try to have this video on before closing tonight. It may be after closing, but if you want this, call first thing in the morning, 9 o'clock a.m. Leave a deposit on it. That's the only way you're going to get it. Y'all just don't believe how high demand these little Rialtas are. German engineering, Winnebago quality, that's a match made in heaven right there, guys. The seats, there's no smoke, no pet odors in here. Been very well cared for. $29.9, haggle free, firm. I'm not taking a penny. I'll probably never find another one like this with this low of miles that I can sell for this price. $29.9, guys. That is a haggle free, firm price. That will include our world famous 4-page inspection within reason. Guys, this is a 21-year-old vehicle. I'm pretty sure everything works on it that I've touched. The air conditioner's cold, the roof air generator runs. Generator's got like 300 hours on it. But at the same time, you know, if something doesn't work and that part's been obsolete for decades, obviously, and there's no direct replacement for it, obviously I won't be able to fix it. But I do know the fridge is getting cold. I do know the air works, generator works. It runs and drives great, which you'll see here in a few minutes. And so I know all the major stuff works. The only thing I know of that's wrong with it, the guy told me this, is it's got a crank out awning and the canvas is torn. So you know, if you do decide to buy this as is instead of waiting for it to go through service, you have to spend a couple $100 and buy a canvas and have a couple of guys come out and help you put it on. But no big deal. It's not hard to do. You just need extra hands to do it, to change one of those canvases. I just did one on mine. It's nothing. I got the same awning on my little Dynamax. So, but this is a cool little motorhome, guys. Something you're not going to see hit the market every day, especially with these good of miles. You know, most of the Rialtas you do see, the few that you find have 120, 130, 40, 50,000 miles on them. People don't let them become driveway queens, they use them. So the fact that 78,000 miles on a 21-year-old vehicle, divide that up, guys, that is very low miles for a small motorhome. And guys, of course, please buy it if you do take the option A $29.9 price, which is haggle free, firm. It does include that 4-page inspection process within reason. But keep in mind, guys, due to the labor shortage and the amount of business that we are doing right now, which is absolutely overwhelming, please expect an average 30 to 45 day period for this thing to go through service. It may be quicker, it may be longer. That's why we call it average. Especially if parts are involved, because parts are not easy to get right now, as most of you already know. And plus we've got 40-something units in front of it that have already been sold and paid for. So if you do want the option A, and I'm not trying to run you off, I'd rather tell you up front before you decide to buy it or not, that if you do take the option A price, please expect a delay getting this unit checked out, but you'll love the end result. Of course, it'll be cleaned up inside and outside as well after my techs get done with it. A couple of them's chomping at the bits because a lot of these younger techs never had a chance to work on something like this before, so they love new experiences. And you know, it's funny because, you know, as I see RV, I guess because I'm getting older and I see RVers getting younger and younger and younger, there's probably a lot of you out there that probably never even heard of a Winnebago Rialta. So it's kind of cool that I get a chance to show you one of these and introduce you a lot of you to a very unique motorhome that I used to have a lot of these things in. I mean, guys, these things were, I used to have, I've had as many as 4 or 5 of these at one time before, back in the early 2000s. But like I said, Winnebago officially quit building these in 2005 after the 03, which is the last year you get a Eurovan chassis. After those were gotten all used up. Matter of fact, you might see an 05, but it may have an 03 title on it because it's an 03 chassis. It's the last year that Volkswagen imported this to the United States, and that's because of the taxes. And you know, that was kind of Ford, Chevrolet, and Dodge's fault as well as the government's. But I think it really, because the Eurovan chassis was used in Europe for many decades and is probably one of the premier chassis they use over there for vans and light trucks. So anyway, guys, hang tight. What I'm going to do is get my chest mount on. We'll take this thing for a test drive, get it on the interstate so you can see that 140 horsepower is more than adequate to take you down the road. And audio may be a little bit different because I don't think I can use my media mod with the chest mount, but we'll try it. But at least you can see it, see how it does, see how it performs, and you'll be surprised. I really was when I drove it, because this first one of these I've driven in years, and you'll love the fuel mileage. But thank you again for watching, guys. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, smash me a thumbs up, feel free to comment, share on social media. These are pretty much one of the ultimate Class Bs you can buy, and one of the hardest ones to find out there. If you've got any questions at all, give us a call. Be happy to answer them. You know, of course, my newer salespeople probably don't know much about these Rialtas, but I will be happy to answer. They can always get me, and I'll answer the question, and they can tell you what it is. So, like I said, I'm very knowledgeable about these. Back in the days when I was in sales, I was known as the van man, and I probably sold just about every one of these Rialtas that we ever had myself personally when I was in sales, because that's what I concentrated on, guys, was Class B vans and Rialtas and coach houses, road treks and pleasure ways and more. I mean, that's what I specialize selling, and I love selling them, and I drove them myself, guys. I've drove vans for years. I love them. I mean, at 20 miles a gallon, guys, this is something you can drive just about every day and still get the same mileage you would in a mid-size SUV. But anyway, guys, thank y'all for watching, and hang tight, and I'll see you back from the road. All right, guys, I actually got one of my salespeople, Shane, who's going to ride with us today, and this is probably your first time in one of these, isn't it, Shane?
It really is.
Yeah, in a Rialta. Like I said, you just don't see these very often. And guys, if y'all have any questions at all, Shane, if you don't care to give him your number, you can call or text him anytime, and he'll be happy to answer your questions.
423-347-8478.
All right, guys, and now we're going to take this little Rialta down the road. Like I said, I've got it on wide angle because this is more like a minivan than like a full-size van, so a little tighter up here, especially because we're two big guys driving in this thing. So
it's comfortable though. Lots of leg room.
Yeah, actually it does, and got the we can get out of this traffic here. And it will really surprise you what this V6 can do as far as, you know, driving, if we ever get the chance to pull out. Of course, guys, it's kind of a cloudy, rainy day today, but we should see what we can get down here. While we get it, you got to get out while you can. And guys, I forgot to mention, this does have a trailer hitch on it, but it's only rated for 2,000 pounds, which these are built for fuel economy, not really for towing, so it's just good for a bicycle rack. Maybe a little trailer with a golf cart or a motorcycle on it, that'd be about it. So, and you can, it's kind of funny driving this because you're looking at other vehicles and you're not that much bigger. You know, usually when I'm in a Class A, I'm looking down at the roof of a truck like in front of us, but we're almost the same height. So, you know, really cool that they make a motorhome this small. But I honestly believe this is smaller than a ProMaster. Just smooth.
Impressed.
I don't even have it all the way to the floor, and we're doing pretty good considering we're only working with 140 horsepower. But that's where you get the fuel mileage from. I mean, we're right here at 45 miles an hour going up this steep hill. Smooth. It's a not vibrating. It's like I said, this is actually a light truck chassis. You know, all these modern vans are built on car chassis, the small minivans anyway, not the full-size ones. And this is actually one of the Survivors that were built on a light truck, so you get a lot more rigid ride, less sway, and more control. Like right now, we're doing the speed limit, 55 miles an hour, and not pulling. It's a two-finger driver if you want to. And we're going to take it on the interstate and get it up to speed. Right now we're running 55. Of course, we got a line of cars following us up here too. And this turns so great.
Feels like a car.
I'm gonna get on it just a little bit. See if we can get 60. 50. 55. Shifted into overdrive and we just hit 60 right here. Guys, I mean, you know, the Class C's with the V10s have a hard time doing that, what this little Volkswagen engine did. And let's go ahead and cut the cruise control, which I know works. I've already tried it, but we're going to set it on about 70. And just chill, guys. Just chill out. Enjoy the ride. Notice there's how little wind noise there is. You don't have that cab over catching all that wind. You don't. I mean, this thing's so aerodynamic. Of course, that's why you're getting that 20 miles a gallon too. So these things are just incredible on fuel. Anyway, guys, brakes are good. Guy just had new brakes put on it that we bought it from. I mean, just a neat little motorhome. If this is something you think you're interested in, give us a call, 706-965-7929, or give Shane a call. What's your number again, Shane?
423-347-8478.
And like I said, make sure to smash me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, comment, share on social media. Thank you again for watching, and look forward to seeing you here in beautiful Ringgold, Georgia.